Yeah, hello everyone. While I was playing in the Dark Zone, actually a bunch of people asked me about what kind of build I'm running and what shotgun I'm using, what sniper I'm using. And I changed my build up just a little, not too much since my last video. But let me just go right into it. I would say it is the hardest hitting sniper build that I've seen so far in any kind of YouTube video about 1.7. So I'm basically running 206k base damage right now. So far I haven't seen a sniper that has more base damage than this. It has 170% headshot damage, deadly, prepared, and brutal. I used to have competent on the bottom. I actually did not like it as much as brutal, because I don't like to be too dependent on well, situational kind of sniping. The prepared is something I would ultimately I would like to switch prepared and brutal around and then reroll prepared for maybe competent. That might be an alternative that I would consider. I have a sniper. This is something that I'm probably going to test out in 1.8, disciplined and competent. I have another sniper that's pretty similar to this one. Has prepared on the bottom. Deadly. I thought I had another one somewhere. Forgiving. 209. Yeah, this one here. Oh. This one here I can reroll to brutal and then it basically has the stats that I want. I mean, I would need to pimp this gun a little bit in 1.8, but well, yeah, this is, before I get sidetracked, this is the sniper gun I'm using. I've seen other people running around with M700 carbines. I don't think they hit as hard as the classic M44 carbine. If you hit the head, it just blows up. So yeah, this is my sniper gun I'm using. Attachment wise, I have both base to everything roll to headshot damage. My shotgun. Regarding this one, I need to thank my homeboy Dboy for this. Yeah, Dboy helped me setting this one up. So I'm running deadly, responsive, and competent on this one, and he suggested to run as much critical hit chance as possible on this gun, as I can, because this makes your shotgun hit harder. Which makes sense because, well, you have, I don't know, 6-8 shells in your shotgun, and if half of those just crit, then obviously you do much more damage than if you stack everything into like headshot damage, because you're too dependent on like getting that headshot damage with your shotgun. Well, so this is the shotgun I'm using. This 2 or 1 shots, so it's pretty strong as well. And the sniper 1 shots usually. Even on close distance, the critic. If I get a crit, it always 1 shots. If not, the base damage is enough if you're on 30-meter distance. Because of the high base damage, I'll go into my character sheet too and show you what kind of headshot damage, critical hit chance, and critical hit damage I'm running. Besides this, I'm running a reckless chest piece, enemy armor damage, then both firearm mods set to firearms. Then specialized with 9% critical hit damage and pulse critical hit chance on both. The Skull MC gloves, critical hit chance, and then marksman rifle damage. Then I'm running 3 distinct classified sets. On my holster, I have critical hit chance. It's a pretty good rolled one. On my knee pads, I actually run health, and well, damage release, shock resistance. I actually don't know if shock resistance does anything, to be perfectly honest, because if a shock turret zips me, I'm still just standing there forever. And yeah, then I'm running the final measure mask, also roll to critical hit chance, and it has burn resistance on it. I don't know if I can actually reroll this one more time. I might be able to reroll the burn, the minor attribute, for something else. Doesn't really matter though too much to me. And yeah, that basically completes the build. So you could alternatively, instead of running specialized, you could put another, I don't know, like a striker backpack or something like that there. I don't know if it makes too much of a difference. That one I haven't tested yet. Doesn't really matter. I'm running almost 10k firearms. There's not that much firearms you can gain with a gold build, and I'm pretty happy with this. Toughness is okay. Like it could be lower, right? I can still fight in close distance with the shotgun. If you get hit by the shotgun, people usually change their strategy. If you get hit by the sniper, they most of the times drop. So let me go into my character sheet. Right now I have the sniper attached, yeah, so 206 base damage. Critical chance is almost 20%. Critical damage is 73%, and then my headshot damage is almost 220, which is pretty nice. Besides this, there's 60 meters optimal range on this weapon. I think that's base. I don't have anything rolled to optimal range, I think. 24% weapon bonus, 8% from the reckless, 16% from the Skull and Sea Gloves, some marksman rifle damage. Besides this, let me go into combat. Damage to elite 16%, enemy armor damage 5.5%, threat, nobody really cares. Skill power, survivability, I have 202 max health, which I think is pretty good for a sniper. I've seen people running around with 170 or even less, which is bad because once you have, I would say, less than 190k health, you're just a target for basically any Deadeye sniper that has a decent amount of damage, because they can just one-shot you no matter what they do, and they can shoot you in the foot and you're done. So you want to have like a decent amount of health. Besides this, nothing fancy here. Some disrupt resistance. Yeah, so let me show you the shotgun too. So on the shotgun I have 28.50% critical hit chance and 92 critical hit damage. 60% headshot damage doesn't really matter too much, I say. And then weapon damage is 28. This seems to be the damage per single bullet, I assume. I've never actually looked at this for the shotgun. It's interesting. Anyway, reload time is at 4. Yeah, none of this really matters too much. Yeah, so let me just show you how much damage this stuff does. So, yeah, you can see a bunch of numbers, more numbers. Pretty cool. Let me reload this. Let me show the headshot damage too. This time maybe with the booster. Yeah, so you can see how this stacks. So, I think this is around, I don't know, can you check how many chills on there? I would say 8 right now. So if you see 8, each one of them does around 50 till 90. So that's pretty good. Let me show you the sniper. Yeah, so this one does 800k without the booster on short range. Let me proc the booster too. Yeah, so it's almost 1 million, which is pretty nice. And then on distance, missed there. Let me just get my booster back. Meanwhile, we're gonna hit a couple of number shots here. Yeah, so even without the booster, it's almost 1 million. Just on these targets, I mean, you have to add in the enemy armor damage, and you can also do cover to cover. So on player, this is actually much more. I'm working on a montage right now for 1.7. I've uploaded one for 1.6, where I've shown my previous build, which has around 10k base damage less, a little bit more, maybe even. So if you check that one out, you can see, yeah, this is almost 1.1 million. So it hits pretty hard. And then if you do cover to cover, I mean, all of that just adds into it. If you do, I've hit for 340k above on players with my critical hit. So in this meta right now, I've tested this on people with 400k toughness, and if it crits, it is a guaranteed one shot, which is pretty nice. So yeah, that concludes this video. I hope you like this. Just let me know what you think. And well, have a nice day.